Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry, my computer just like decided to die as soon as I was trying to log into the meeting. It just like completely shut down. It's like, oh,
Perfect timing.
Yeah, there we go.
hey, Alicia.
Hello.
You're on mute.
Muted.
Are you guys recording or am I recording?
We are sort of recording.
Okay, that's fine, but it happens when I have, like, mine is automatically set up to record from class.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know, I was like, I don't think I set this up.
No, we don't have a Zoom account. We don't have a pro Zoom account, so we have to use the Student Engagement Office Zoom link. So we have a link we use for all student union things, and it's
Okay.
automatically record. So yeah, just so you know.
I don't mind recording, but that's fine.
Yeah, it won't be used. So
You're good. How are you?
good.
Wow. Oh,
I'm coming out of class, so that's why I'm like, I got a lot of energy, like a lot of energy.
uh-huh.
We'll take it.
Okay,
Yeah, well, they're good.
We need it. So I know
back to me.
Well, I'll let Grace and Josh kind of, I guess, walk through where we're at. I have reserved Peyton for March 10th from 6 to 10, just so we have a chance to like set up and take down and all that stuff. And then I'll be working with like event production and auxiliary services for what we need. Just-
March 10th from 6 to 10.
Yeah, but we were thinking the event would be like 7 to 9,
Yeah.
but we would give some time on either end to set up and take down.
Okay, 7. Okay, quick question. Have you reached out to faculty to have them participate?
Not yet.
Okay.
No.
Okay,
Mhm.
let's stop.
Uh-huh.
I'm good. I'm good. I just had to get the. So, okay. Talk to me. Or you want me to talk?
I think we were just what me and Josh are figuring out is just the structure of the game. I mean, and also like from your email, is it just simplify? So we're just thinking like, what's the most like efficient way to maximize everything? I mean, at the end of the day, we should still have a trivia of some sort for the competitive.
Modalities.
Yeah, for the modalities, recap what they've learned
Mhm.
for everyone.
So what I would say is from the, and this has been, I think, 2 weeks now, from the outline you sent me, there's just a lot of moving parts.
Mhm.
And so something to think about, and I've had to learn this in the classroom in the last 2 years, how solidly will, like, if there's information that they need to know ahead of time, it needs to be really, like, they really need to know it. For example, I think one part of how you had the outline is when they go to the different groups,
Mhm.
they're presenting a new scenario.
Mm.
It's
Mhm.
going to be hard to go that deep and demonstrate that fast because without fail, as a clinician, you're going to start assessing and not intervening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're just, you even if you like, you just need to know this, now go. And it's like, no, I like, my head won't let me go to intervention unless I understand some things. So you don't want them to practice intervening when they don't conceptually have everything. So one way that you can kind of shift that, and it may take the small group piece out of it, because the other thing is that your small groups, you'd be surprised how long it takes to transition.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I've done that where I've had an agenda and it's like boom, 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 boom. And it's like, oh, I should just gave 5 minutes, literally calculated them into the timing of how long it takes for these groups to rearrange.
Mhm.
And so you actually don't have as much time.
Mhm.
One way you may be able to do that, a similar thing, it may not have the small group piece of it,
Mhm.
is if you want to keep the small groups, let me give it to you two ways. If you want to keep the small groups, you may be able to have specific actors who stay with that group, and they're just replaying a scenario that the therapist already knows.
Right.
So then they're just observing. Does that make sense? But your therapist has enough familiarity to deal with whatever that couple presents with.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Another way to do it, which is similar to something we did in assessment, is have a family's like vignette, and like, I don't care how many people you choose, whatever
Mhm.
the problem is, have them play that therapist in a big group though, and have different faculty treat that issue with a
Yeah.
different modality.
Mentality. Mhm.
Because then you're getting this is how to do it with experiential, and this is how we deal with the same thing with solution focus, how we deal with the same. And so the audience doesn't lose context of what the problem is and how each theory of change manages it different.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
I like the second one way more. I'll be
Me too.
honest.
Mhm.
Just because I know people will show up just to watch you do CBT. Like they would.
It's funny because I might actually choose to do solution focus.
Ooh.
But if you're looking at, I'm trying to think CBT, I don't have as much experience with CBT family. My CBT has been predominantly individuals. So I would have to study up on CBT family.
Yeah. Or just even letting the faculty choose their like what they're comfortable with.
Michael for sure will choose experiential. Me Young will likely choose RT. You know who may be able to, I don't know, I know he's done CBT like myself, an individual, but he may have done some CBT family, which is Jordan. Maybe.
Okay.
Melissa, that'd be interesting to see which modality she chooses. I would even invite Kay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She may be RT, have an RT bent as well, which might force me Young to choose maybe something. If you choose a vignette that has maybe a medical issue, or maybe there's something you might be able to pull medical family therapy out of me Young.
That's good.
Okay.
I'm taking notes, by the way, guys, just so you know.
Oh, okay, great.
And I'm thinking of structural, like I'd probably be so solid in solution focus and structural because those are the ones that I teach for CF3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you can get 4 or 5 of those, that would be a advantageous event. Give each faculty member, say 7 to 9, maybe 20 minutes with a 10 minutes, with 10 minutes of question and answer.
I think it depends on how many faculty we get.
Yeah, that too.
Right. Yeah.
I like that a little better. That way it's still interactive because the teams are at their tables, and then they can have that trivia piece after the presentation, but they're not, they're just observing.
Yeah, what you may be able to do for the teams is, and I don't know, I'm trying to think how to do this. It's that you want them to do trivia about the modality, is that right?
I think that's like our competition part, just like, who's the founder? Like, what are the intervention? Like, is this an intervention? It's just very like factual, fact-based. But maybe for during the show and tell, they could either list out questions, like 1 question per team, or like what intervention they saw. Like, it's more like a reflection process than like winning.
Right.
Yeah.
2 things I was thinking is the trivia may do better at the beginning because it would help orient the room to the modality before they see it.
I like that.
And then the other piece, if to bring something competitive in, you may want to create some kind of evaluation to see which, like, and this is so subjective, and it's fun. And so you have to present it as fun, not as factual, which may be like which which modality like addressed the issue better, or which modality was able to accomplish something that you've, earmarked or
So
something
kind of
like
like
that.
pitting the faculty against each other,
little
but in a
bit.
fun way.
In a fun
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Like, oh, the faculty gets a prize. I mean, you're
Right,
all
right,
gonna
right.
get thank you gifts, but
Right. Right. Like something like obscure, like which modality, like which faculty was able to solve the problem. Like that's like silly because we're not solving the problem. But by putting out there, then it gives us like the ability to have like this really like non-factual debate.
yeah.
That brings like maybe a fun element, but something like that.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then have the faculty argue it out about how yeah,
That'll
but
be
I
funny.
did this, but did you do that? Like it's just, you'd be surprised how the fun elements actually help you learn,
Yeah.
because you know that it's ridiculous, but the fact that your brain has determined it ridiculous,
Yeah.
like helps to solidify what you know to be true. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Mhm.
But it has to be super ridiculous. If it's too close to the truth, then like
Yeah.
it makes your brain freeze because you don't want them to adapt things that are as truth that are not.
Yeah.
So we would be using the same case vignette and then
Yeah.
using different modalities to address it. Is that what we're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I think in that way, the knowledge of the family doesn't have to be repeated, doesn't have to be
Yeah.
relearned, and your audience doesn't have to hold the memory of different modalities in order to assess between them.
Mhm.
You're only learning one family
Mm-hmm.
and one dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. Mm.
And then you can make whoever, like, so I don't know how many faculty will want to do therapy. Like, even if you get at least 3, that's a very,
Yeah.
I think that's strong. And then I would ask the other ones to be the family.
I was gonna ask current practicum students to be the family.
Okay. And how
Or
many
the-
family members are you thinking to have?
3, 4.
3 to 4 max.
Yeah, not too many. I should like it.
I think 3 is okay. I mean, if you have like the classic, like, oh, parent-child conflict, like something just very normal that you will
Yeah.
see in practicum.
Mhm.
Yeah, you're not seeing a lot of families of 4. If you
Mm-mm.
want to make it the most tangible, I'd say have a dyad
Okay.
and then let the faculty member decide if they want to pull another family member in.
I like that.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. So we have a backup child.
Like maybe the kid that's
That's
away for
true.
college or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's something like lighthearted because
Mhm.
I don't want to, and also this is meant to be fun. So, but something that is still relevant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And showcases the modality well. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
And so in the simplicity, you're gonna utilize your time much better by combining the vignettes into one.
Mhm.
You're preserving the brain capacity
Yeah.
of having to learn different families and stuff, and it highlights the modality a little bit better because you can so easily compare one modality to the other
Yeah.
when it's the same family dynamic. It's like you change the family and it's like, I don't know how that would look different in this family. And so the
Yeah.
brain has to do so much more work. But if it's apples to apples, the
Mhm.
modality is the only thing that's changing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So now that I'm thinking too, so in that, like who accomplished certain things better, you might have a list of things that the students can actually rate, maybe.
Mm.
Things like, who was able to identify the problem, like to get to the core of the problem,
Mhm.
who was able to, I don't know, like, so it's like, I'd have to sit on that, but there's probably like maybe 5 things.
Yeah.
When you're looking between modalities, Melissa, her brain is in this right now. And this is not the brain I have on right now. I'm in CF1, so it's hard for me to expand the
Yeah.
theories.
Yeah. Yeah.
but just to have like 5 categories, and part of it is just what the modality does, which is the fun part of it, because then when you have each faculty member defend, like defend those categories at the end and have them debate, but the students get to vote and decide.
Right.
So there's maybe an award for, best, structural reframe, or an award for, emotional awareness, or an award, and different theories are going to get those awards because that's what those theories are designed to do. So even there's a learning aspect in that piece of it.
Yeah.
But having the faculty debate it is kind of fun too, because it makes them pit one theory against each other. There's a lot of comparison and contrast in that.
Mm-hmm. And that's what happens in real work. Like, does this actually work for this family or not?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also it's
what
about fit.
did and what didn't.
Yeah. And fit with the therapist, like, oh, this really worked well with what we know of the professor, or did it?
Right.
Yeah.
One of the things can be, who addressed the caregiver concerns better. Well, probably structural, maybe, but you never know. Emotion focus may have also.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like, pick some categories that, maybe some of these theories are known for, and it might seem like a shoe-in, but if you utilize another modality pretty well, you can just get there in a different way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So in this setup, we wouldn't necessarily need teams.
For the students?
Yeah.
No, I think it points all the competition towards the faculty.
Mm-hmm.
The students are the evaluators for the faculty, which I think that's a flip that I think is one of the things I thought of when I first was thinking about a game night, is make it so that the power, there's a reversal of power.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think if there's another way. If you do want to still do the trivia, you can still leave I would do the trivia again before we do experiential, we're going to do a 5-minute trivia and maybe do it on Kahoot or something. And the team enters their like quick fire. But the competitiveness is who remembers these things about the theory, which helps them review really quick.
Yep.
That still can be a competitive piece leading into each of the role plays. But remember, the more you leave in, like, we're down to maybe about 3 modalities you'll be able to highlight in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Given some of the other things. And if you can do that, that's still just a 20-minute presentation, maybe 5 to 7 minutes for the trivia, 10 minutes to unpack it. Like, you know what I mean? So, and then bathroom breaks.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a real thing.
Yes.
That was definitely a real thing.
No, we only function with 15-minute breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, just because of the time of the event, what kind of food or drink should we have available? Like, are we thinking like full dinner? Are we thinking like snacks? Like, what are we thinking?
I need more towards snacks.
Snacks. Okay.
Eat dinner before you come.
Yeah, because it's 7.
Later, right? So snacks and drinks and stuff.
Yeah, just
do you all have a budget?
Yeah, we do.
A lot of budget?
A pretty healthy budget. Yeah.
I was gonna say, if we want, since setup is at 6, we could say, if you like, do 2 RSVPs if you want to come for dinner, 6:30, 7:30, 7:15 the event starts. But we have
I would have your event start at 7.
7
because you're gonna need that whole 2 hours.
Yeah, true.
If you're gonna do 3 modalities. I just know how even the question and the debrief gets out, it just gets away from you. 10 minutes is a dream. So you'd be lucky if you can stay in that 10 minutes. But if you're also going to open up for dinner, you may want to do the hour before. That way people are settled in that 6 to 7 is dinner. Be settled at 7 for the dinner. If there's some leftovers and there's some stragglers, but like, I would advertise dinner the whole hour before, which allows people to eat and socialize.
Yeah.
Because if not, people are going to be coming here at 7 being like, I figured the food's still be here, but they're still going to be in dinner social mode. And they're not really in the event.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that would mean you'd have to then do your reservation for an even like an hour even earlier, to set up an hour earlier.
Yeah, because I was thinking if we gave dinner, we would almost want to do like a limited sign up, like 50
Yeah.
people or however many, 25 people,
Yeah.
I don't know how many. But if we didn't do dinner, it could just be kind of open to everyone and anyone. And I don't know. The only I guess hesitation I have with having it on a Friday night is I'm not sure how many 3-year students are going to be able to commute to come after work
Right.
that day. But I was hoping if it was 7 and 9 that would still accommodate for schedules. But that's the only thing I'm a little nervous about by having it at
Quick
that time.
question, for Tuesday versus Thursday, are they in class? They're in class till 10 o'clock. Which night? Do you know?
Tuesday and Thursday,
And
basically.
yeah, well, for some.
Well, like it's 9:20,
yeah,
not 10 anymore. But we have ethics of life and death on Thursdays in the winter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
can
that is hard.
Yeah.
Because you're still, that puts you still just having the locals, and that's not, you're only gonna get a percentage of the locals at that.
right.
Mm-hmm. Would it be helpful to get childcare?
And you do that liability wise?
Can we do that? I don't know.
I don't know.
There's liability aspects of that. You would definitely want to bring Mi Young and Dean Kosi into that conversation. There's liability in regards to who you have do it. And then liability because they're on campus, that if something happens,
Right.
there's school liability. I think that it's a great way to get people to come, and they may have done that before. But you want to have I know that's a liability conversation, and we may have a process for that. I'm not sure.
Mm.
Do you think more people would come if it was on a Saturday night versus a Friday night? Or even the next Friday, because it's the Friday of finals versus the last day of the 10th week when we have
Friday of finals, people are still working on stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
My experience is that people are working on stuff till midnight.
Yeah.
I don't know about you all. What you may do is, I don't know if the Saturday after finals would be something that people would come to, the
Yeah.
right after,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they're
they'll be
just
burnt out
like,
from
don't even want to
school.
see or breathe the air on campus for a week or so.
Just wanna- yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, this is hard. I do think that I guess because I was originally thinking, I do think by making it something that's helpful, it should be a draw,
Yeah.
but I don't know how big of a draw.
Mm-hmm.
You may want to talk to a couple of 3 years.
Yeah.
Your 2-year students are more local, I think,
Yeah.
or a bigger number of them are local. Your
Mhm.
3-year students if they're commuting, or it's going to be more of them are commuting.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think we can pose that question of like Friday versus Saturday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
See
we
how
can
that
also
feels for them.
stream the event.
That too.
They won't be able to participate, but at least they can tune in.
They can participate in the trivia,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they can also participate in the evaluating,
Yeah.
if that's
Yeah.
electronic. So I think that they pretty much would be able to participate. So that might be helpful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe since it's so far out, like, enough far out that they could plan for it, maybe, they can make accommodations if needed.
Mhm.
I just wanted to throw that out there because it's something that's been on my mind. Like, is this the best time for everybody? I don't know. And also faculty, do you think that faculty would come if it was on a Saturday night versus a Friday night, or would Friday night be better?
I mean, none of us are usually on campus on Friday, so I don't think it's much difference.
Okay.
the sooner they know, the better, so that they can work around things that may be happening for family on Saturdays or Fridays. But just the sooner they know, the better. But I can't say that one is worse than the other, at least for my schedule.
Yeah.
For local faculty, Michael Young, Melissa Symington
Mm,
are all local.
yeah.
So myself, Melissa Swartz, and Cameron are the ones that are commuting. And I think I have the shortest commute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Local too, right?
Distance wise.
Say it again.
Hay is local too, right?
Kay is local, yes. Jordan is also local.
Yeah.
I would
Well,
invite Jordan. He teaches so many classes.
Yeah.
I would invite him. He's he's an affiliate, but he's a staple affiliate, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Have him for group therapy this quarter, and it's been awesome.
Yeah.
What was it? Will Mi Young come because that's her Sabbath, right?
That's a good question.
Saturday
Young's Sabbath starts, I think, on Friday night at 6.
night.
Right.
So you're tapping into her Sabbath either way. So that'd be a good question to ask her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm not sure how tightly she holds to it and whether this would feel like work for her.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, the point, I mean, like, it would just depend on how many faculty we get. That depends on how the event will be structured in a way,
Right.
or like the amount of time.
Mhm.
Or should we just, if we have like somehow get like all the faculty, we'll just do co-therapists?
You can make the faculty co-therapists, like that'd be fun. They can kind of like tag in or tag out
Yeah.
and put them in teams. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Because when you're standing back watching something, it's like, ooh, I see how to get there. And you tag them in. I think that would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe we leave it for the Friday night then, and just like get it out to everybody. And then over the next week, if it seems like it's going to be a really big issue, we'll kind of switch gears and maybe change it to the Saturday as a second option.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The other thing you may be able to do if people are local, I don't know if there's money that they can help share in the cost though for dinner, which is reaching out to the alumni committee.
Mm-hmm.
It may be worth it to invite some alumni.
Mhm.
And then I don't know if you're going to get alumni from 20 years ago, but you might get alumni from like last year or the year before, like from the COVID cohorts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like that.
Grace, Josh, was there anything else that you have? Any
No, I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. So it sounds like we're kind of all in agreement with making just like one vignette and then having the same actors and then having different modalities that are like administered by different faculty members, perhaps in pairs. But then just having like 3 to 4 modalities maybe, because we're going to be really mindful of time.
You be lucky if you can do 3.
Like in depth and well.
Yeah.
You're going to do the trivia, the 20-minute modality presentation. And then if you're going to do 10 minutes, that's already about 40 minutes each.
It's a lot.
Or even if we got rid of the trivia, because it was supposed to be like if it's competitive in another way, we can get rid of that. And we have 15 minutes back.
Although I do like the idea of having some brief review right before.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be trivia. It could just be like a PowerPoint slide, or we just
Yeah.
I think we can do it with 2 hours, having like brief trivia. I like what Alicia said, like orient everybody, like
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
And then what were we saying, like 20 minutes for each modality?
Presentation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think we can do it. We'd have to limit trivia, I guess, to the first 30 minutes. And then, right?
Or it's for
it's-
like use it as review for before the modality.
right before the modality.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to front load all three because the
Yeah.
brain can't handle that. It's like review for this one, show this one,
Show
and then,
it.
like, yeah.
Okay, so maybe like 10 minutes of trivia and then 20 minutes for the modality and kind of do it that way, something.
What you could do in the review, and this, if you structure your trivia just right, like almost structure your trivia as the review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're like, you got 10 seconds to answer it on Kahoot, who got the right answer? And then you can have a, yep, this is the right answer because, and then you move on to the next.
Yeah, like no explanation. That isn't explained, but no like process.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it could be a quick 3 to 5 questions.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
And then are we thinking that we have all the faculty members like come up and just talk through their process at the very end after they've seen the 3 modalities?
I would have, so if you want to kind of bring that fun element in, that's where you can have like awards for like, who did, who got to the deepest level of emotion, who, addressed the, parents dynamic the best, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, a lot of times those things naturally fall to one modality or the
Yeah.
other. But in doing that, you can have the faculty make a case for how or why they did that and
Yeah.
why their modality did that the best. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? And which forces us to talk from that language, that modality's language to defend within the theory. But then the students are the ones who actually vote on it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
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 That's really
Kind of like I'm almost thinking like maybe you like each faculty has like a minute to defend why they did the most like
Exactly.
systematic approach or like
Exactly.
the most
Exactly.
yeah
Or
okay
who addressed more parts of the family, and that'll work best
Yeah.
if you end up having 4. Like who addressed, like all
We
the
address
parts of
each
the family
relate yeah
system.
yeah
Yeah. But yeah, so like come up with things that make sense for systemic theories. You might want to
Yeah.
have a quick conversation with Melissa for what those things may be, because her brain is really hot around that right now. She can come up with 5 things probably off the top of her head.
yeah.
But having them defend it is the kind of fun aspect of it. And then you vote on it. And then that, that instructor or modality gets that award.
Yeah,
great.
Like kind of like the Grammys or something. You know what I mean?
basically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But you have to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay, I feel good about that.
So yeah, I'm excited. That sounds very exciting. It'll be interesting to see which faculty can commit right away, because locking those modalities down, when you advertise this, that's going to be, I think, part of your draw.
Mm.
And I would
We-
even
right.
highlight which faculty are going to lead that modality, because I'm sure people would kill to see Michael do experiential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
just his specialty.
It'd be nice to have representation from each of the FLPs too, to give
Wow.
your students like an inclination of what they might be able to get into.
I like your systemic thinking. Yeah. Because that's functional in a different way.
Mhm.
To say, do you want to apply for this FLP? And here's a presentation of it.
Yeah.
That also kicks up the competition at the end.
True.
Would it be helpful to create the vignette first and then send that out with the request to faculty, or just save that and then later?
Like I would give them a vignette ahead of time, yes, but I don't think that the vignette needs to be packaged with the ask.
Okay.
A family is a family, yeah. And maybe like a week or 2 before, like send them out the vignette.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll tell them who the actors are too.
Okay, cool. I think this sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited, you guys.
I know, it sounds fun. It's a
Mhm.
break from practicum, but also relevant.
It very, yeah. One of the things to think about, I'm just trying to think about not how to overcomplicate the event, but how to do it in a way that it's meeting more systemic needs, like FLP presentations, or even in defending, you're actually like drilling down and clarifying the difference between the modalities. But I lost my thought, sorry. But there was something that I wanted us to focus on. Had to do with the vignettes. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. I just wanted to tweak it in a way that it met another need, and now I can't remember what the need was. I should, too much disclaimer. It'll come
Is
back to
this
me.
about systems thinking, addressing a need within, I don't know if it was within the student body or like just in general MFT, or being a student in Fuller, something you're seeing in CF too, maybe?
No, I'm not trying to bring CF into this. I can't remember. It'll come back to me. Even if I email it to you later, it'll come back to me. But there was just something else that I wanted to say. Can we incorporate it? I'm trying to think, what are the needs of students going to practicum? Oh, I got it. So one of the things that we're seeing is that students are seeing adults and mostly children, but they're not getting a chance to practice systemic theories in their practicums. Very few. And if they are, this is helpful to them to help them solidify how to do that in collateral work. So in your vignette, it may be helpful to set your vignette up so that maybe it's an individual and this is the collateral session attached to that individual.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it mimics it mimics and bridges how to do something that students are struggling with. It's like, but all I learned was systems theory, and now I'm dealing with individuals, and it's like, how do I bridge my individual work to this? And so even in like the ask from the faculty, ask the faculty to try to work that into their addressing, like kind of point that towards maybe the adolescent. Kay would be a really good adolescent. Oh no, you guys have people for adolescents, never mind. But how to point that towards the identified patient and what we're going to work on together today, based on this goal or based on this particular issue with the individual. That's what I was thinking.
That's good.
And it doesn't change any of the format or complicate it at all, but it allows us to be very intentional about what the needs are right now in practicum and how to give them some knowledge as to how to do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we could end with how they're going to log in into Vera.
You got to end everything with Tavera. I would totally make that somehow a joke. So now can you all take out your laptops, log into Tavera. Melissa
and log in your hour now.
Yeah, Kay sent you a notice about this, and you need to log these hours because this is training.
Yeah, do it at the end of the day. Don't wait.
Let's do it now. You're funny.
Yeah, trivia question.
Yeah, right?
Have you logged your hour?
Where do you log the hours for this training?
Yeah.
Tavera.
Yeah, do you log your collateral as adult or child?
Right.
There was a debate in that in our cohort.
You should totally have a Tavera trivia at the very end and give
Bonus.
a real prize for whoever gets that.
I like that.
Funny thing about Kahoot is it doesn't just tell you, I think it's Kahoot, it doesn't just tell you who got the right answer, but who got it the fastest.
Yes.
So if every one of the trivia questions, if the answer is Tavera, you're just really like the trivia is, I mean, the winning is who clicks it faster.
Mhm.
Fun.
We could have little prizes for each like
Oh, yeah.
trivia winners. I think that'd be cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stress balls, Uno cards,
Right,
bubble
practice.
wands,
You know,
Candyland.
Candyland.
I literally had to stop playing. I don't play Candyland. Like I played Candyland with my kids like twice. I just can't.
Yeah,
Because from therapy, I just can't. I just, oh, I can't do it. I've just played so much Candyland, it's ridiculous.
it's a great therapeutic game now. I can't imagine anything else.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anything else though?
I think, I don't know. I think that sounds like we've got a good direction.
Yeah. Yeah. Josh and I can come up with the vignette. And also one of us will ask the faculty, we'll figure out who.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I can help.
Sounds good.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Like I can get on Dr. Harden.
True, you
Yeah.
see him, he
Yeah.
can't run.
Yeah.
Maybe you can plant the idea in his head when you do supervision sometime today.
Mhm.
Or,
Yeah, I could ask him about it.
Mhm.
All right, cool. All right, well, I think we have some work on our end to do, but I think Alicia, that was, yeah, I think, thank you so much for your time and your help.
Yeah,
Mhm.
thank
No
you.
worries. No worries. This is exciting to me. Learning should be fun. And if you can get to the fun level, those are, I don't want to get too scientific, but it transfers that learning to like schematic memory and then to like positive emotion memory.
Yeah.
Like it spreads the learning out to different memory banks
Yeah.
that light up more readily when you need it because you've covered, like all those things are linked.
Yeah.
If you're just knowledge, just theory, it's like it's hard to recall that. Like
Yeah.
there's no life experience attached to it. Like your memory like tentacles are not, all of them are not pulling together. It's like it's just harder to bring that up.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
exciting.
Julio, well, let me know. Yeah, let me know
Yes.
whatever I can do to help.
Alicia, I do have a quick, very unrelated side note question. Gracie is asking about TA and she hasn't
Gracie
received.
Jennings.
Yeah. All the TAs are wondering for next
Yes.
quarter.
I just sent an email to Kenichi last night, and I'm going to send the names of the people that I have so far to Beth today. I was actually going to ask you, but you said you sent me an email, but I didn't get it.
Oh,
I didn't. There might be
man.
some other Alicia perpetrating as me, but I did that, and I thought I was emailing Dean Kosey's secretary, and there was some other Laura Lee, and I was like, my bad.
Okay, I'm sending a
But
yes
I do
now.
still need some TAs for grading. So Josh and Haley, if you're interested, or if you know someone that's interested, I feel like with GU, you guys are probably busier than other people, but I do still need some grading TAs too.
Okay, how many do you need?
Let me show you where I'm at. So, not to put you on the spot, but Grace, what were you interested in? Were you interested in like the classroom
I
clinical
can do
support?
both. I can do
Both?
both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have 3 for grading, so I could use 2 more for grading.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3. I think I have enough for clinical support.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane with the number of the number of students
Mhm.
that we're
Oh, it's
trying to
10 more.
manage. And so I have to break them down into smaller groups where they have contact with someone, because they all, even in person, they all can't have contact with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So, but if you all are interested, or if you know someone else, just have them email me. Real quick, how did your town hall go I think Me Young and Ted Kosey were there.
Mhm. Yeah, it went well. I think it was because we had two last year that were hosted by Me Young, and
Right.
Dean Cozy was not there, and also Kenichi and Kay came as well.
This week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. I think it like kind of changed changed the dynamic with us hosting it as MFT GU versus administration.
Okay.
I think it was good. We had like 2 times the number of people
Yeah.
that were present at the last two. So I think
Okay.
that was a big win. And I think more people will be interested in coming next time. And we're going to pair up with the Arizona team next time as well to kind of have like a varied perspective, because I'm guessing we have like similar concerns or feedback. So
Okay.
yeah, I think it went really well. Grace, what did you think?
I thought it went well. I think it's so interesting to hear some of the requests,
Mhm.
because as a 2-year, it's a very different ball game than the 3-year. So I think like it was important to hear the perspective that I also don't normally get. And I think it was good that like 3 years took out time to tell the administration their concerns, which is something that, you know, even we can't do all the time for them.
Mhm.
I think that was good.
Yeah, 3 years are in a very different place.
Mhm.
Mm,
I don't feel like they need their own GU, but it's interesting that they almost feel like they need their own events.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Meaning like, I don't think that when they are on campus, are they slammed from the top of the day to the end of the day as well?
Yeah.
They usually come right before class and leave right after. So I was actually, because we have a 3-year rep on our team, Aurora, and her and I are working on developing events specifically for the 3-year group for the next 2 quarters. So that kind of aim at like right before class or right after class or in between, so that they're already here and don't have to make an extra trip, or offering like Zoom things that are happening.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is that lunch hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would need to include food so that they can like out of class, come to the quad, and then at the end of the hour go back. But it's like, how do you energize that time and space more than just, and is the energy, is something energetic too much for them is the other thing in the middle of classes, because maybe they need to decompress. But I mean, those are questions to ask, but that hour is golden. Yeah. And it is hard. I have kids and a husband, and I'm just like, it's as Paul said, it's better that you be single when coming through a master's program. I'd rather you be single. But there's always going to be a preoccupation with that as a priority. The one thing that I think for a Saturday would be like a picnic at a park, or even on the, I always call it the grassy knoll. I think it has a name, but I don't really remember the name. But on the grassy knoll, where in that case where children can come, and it's a family event.
Mhm.
We did do that in fall, and we had 3 or 4 families come and bring their kids. Yeah, it wasn't like the turnout we maybe hoped for, but it was better than prior events.
I think I was at that.
Yeah.
that was the
the-
one hosted by the SOPMFT. We hosted another one.
Different one on a Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, yours is on a Saturday. Yeah, the one okay, so the one I went to, I was like, it was in the evening, it was hard. It was a Friday night. It was hard.
We did we did it on a Saturday.
Okay.
We did like, there was a picnic style. We did a chili cook-off, and everyone brought food. We did games. Josh led games, and it was good. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We did one
that's helpful.
We did one on a Sunday afternoon as well, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the hike.
That was better because I think we did have 2 3-year families that showed up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
So
worked.
So yeah, so it may be thinking of and maybe literally like how you market to the 3 years, in making it about families. It's like, I don't know how to say this, but maybe a slogan or something. It's like family to family or something like that. You know what I mean? So that they know that the theme is family.
Yeah. Everyone's welcome.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm.
Yeah, instead of just like having an event where they can come, make it an event for them to come. Like
Yeah.
this is for you and your kids specifically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And maybe like making it like to minister to the families that are sacrificing for you to be in this program.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So like kind
Yeah.
of make it about the family and rejuvenating the families who are supporting the students.
Yeah.
Mm,
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, and the other feedback we've gotten, because I think what we've done is we've still had events around campus. Like we have 3-year students that live all over the place in Southern California. So
Mhm.
something we've been dreaming up is like, how do we do an event that's like not here, that's somewhere that will capture like a big portion of who
A
lives
regional
there.
event.
Yeah. I did ask for that information. They could not give it to me, but I wonder if we could do like a survey or something with students just to like ask them for the information, like where do you live, just to be able to pinpoint it better.
Yeah, like a beach day and going into like going towards San Diego or going, you know,
Yeah.
that would be interesting to see where we have chunks of students that are living in other
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Well, let me know. Let me know how things are shaping up. I'm very excited. I put the event in my calendar already.
Amazing.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.